Hey everybody, Drew in the moment. I'm here near a nice sunny beach. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not really near the beach. I'm in my house, obviously. But yeah, welcome to my channel if you're new. And if you're not new, welcome anyway. I'm doing a little bit of a different vlog today. I'm going to do it about moving down to Florida and why you should do it. I will tell you through my own personal experience. I can't speak for anybody else, but I will say for myself, it was one of those decisions in the beginning, very nerve-wracking, and if you're watching this and you're thinking about moving down to Florida, I know how you feel. It was the uneasy feeling of, what if this happens, or what if that doesn't happen, or all the unknown things. But I will tell you, if you're already thinking about moving down to Florida, I think you should do it because it's already in your head, and wherever you live now, you want out, you want somewhere different, warmer maybe, because I know I'm from Maine originally, and half the reason why I moved down was the Disney World thing and the theme parks, which I love. The other half was wintertime. That was absurdly brutal for me personally. Some people love it. I couldn't handle it. I had had enough, and I'm sure there's a few out there that can relate to what I'm talking about. But yeah, I made like a little list here. So I'll try to go over some of the things maybe you're wondering, and if I don't cover any of these things, feel free to leave a comment on the video, and I'll read it and give you an answer if I have one for it. But yeah, my first thought moving down was, am I gonna like it? What if I don't like it? And if that's how you're feeling, my honest answer to you is, so what? So what if you don't like it? You move back. Or the bigger thing for me was, what if I don't go down? This was the bigger one. This was what really essentially made me just say, the heck with it, I'm moving. Was what if 20 years from now, I finally decide to move down, get down here and realize, why didn't I move here 20 years ago? That was my big thing. I didn't want to regret that. I didn't want to think like that and be upset with myself. Because like I said, you can always move back if you come down and you hate it. I mean, that's the honest reality. But yeah, moving down, for me, we spent about, I don't know, around $2,000 to have our stuff in a pod, which honestly, I highly recommend that. We had thought about driving a moving van down with all our stuff, and that, just the whole thought of that, money-wise, it almost came out to about the same, roughly. But just thinking about driving down a big vehicle and having my wife follow me down in the car, and it was a silly idea in the end for me, I thought. So yeah, doing that was definitely the best way. We had the pod come down, and we took our car and took a nice little trip down, visited some places. So that was fun. We made an adventure of it, because it is an adventure moving, I know. Another fear that I had initially was a job. What am I going to do about a job? And I ended up leaving my job in Maine, and my wife did too, and we didn't have a job coming down here, I'm not going to lie. We just said, there's got to be jobs down there, there's jobs everywhere. So yeah, getting a job, that's always a big thing for people. I don't know what you guys, what you do for a job or not, but there is jobs down here, and also, do a little investigating depending on what you do, because some places have less lawyers, different states, stuff like that. I'm not sure what you guys would be doing as far as work, but there's always jobs. Another main concern of mine initially was the weather. Everybody told me it's 1,000,000 degrees in the summer, your shoes are gonna melt, hurricanes all the time, and none of that for me was really true. I mean, the summers are hot, but I like it. And if you're somebody that likes the heat, I think you'd do well moving down. But yeah, the heat didn't bother me. As far as hurricanes, I've been down here almost 2 years, and we haven't had a hurricane, really, at least in the area that I'm in. I'm in Central Florida. And we really haven't had that. The only thing I will say weather-wise that is true, that people had told me, is in the summer, it does rain quite a lot, but not for a long period of time. Sometimes it's like a 20-minute downpour and then it's sunny again and 95 degrees. So that kind of thing was true, but the other stuff, not, at least like I said, not for me. The summers are not unbearable. I love them. It's warm and enjoyable. Go to the beach. You can go to the beach in wintertime down here too. It's a little cooler. Let me think. What else? It also depends as far as how much you pay for a house or for rent. Depending on if you're gonna own or you're gonna rent. That depends on where you live in Florida. Towards the coast, it's going to be more, and that's typical, I think, pretty much anywhere. But yeah, living in Central Florida, it's a little more reasonable, a little more affordable, and I'm closer to Disney, which is always nice. But yeah, and the beach is about less than an hour from where I'm at, so I got Disney, and then I got the coast I can go visit. And let's get on the topic of alligators. Alligators that people told me were just running rampant all over Florida, knocking on your door. You're gonna walk outside of your house and there's gonna be an alligator right there. That is not the truth at all. Obviously, if you go in the lakes and the ponds and stuff like that, yeah, there's a better chance you're going to see a gator. But we have, where we live, we have a little lake right by us. And I think I've seen an alligator maybe 3 times. And that's, yeah, the whole time I've been down here, I've probably seen maybe 4 gators. And 3 of them were right over there, where I am, because I drive by the lake every day. Yeah, they're not going to hurt you as long as you're not walking along the edge, around dinner time. So yeah, also, if you have kids, this is where the kind of looking up and finding out where you want to live, because there's different parts, different types of schools, grade A schools, which are the best, grade B, all the way down. And like for us, we have 2 kids, so we did a lot of research on finding out where the best schools were around the area that we wanted to live, so the kids could go to a good school. So take that into consideration. If you have kids, you gotta really look at the area and see what schools are available for that area, because you might find an area that you think you love, and then you get there and maybe the schools aren't so good. Initially, I just wanted to give you a positive, almost kick in the pants in this video to let you know that all of these things that I'm sure you're feeling about making a move like this, understand that if a guy like me can make it happen and come down and make a life down here, you can too. It just takes, you know, a little bit of effort, you know, some effort. Because back in Maine, packing, getting ready to, you know, with the pod, and you know, just getting things situated in my state to leave to come to a new state. You just gotta, you know, make sure you get all that kind of stuff done. And that brings me to another thing, like moving down, or when you move down here, if you do choose to, which I highly suggest. Yeah, it takes a little effort, you know, to come down. You gotta, like, you know, register your cars, get new IDs, and you know, and all that stuff takes time. So if you do move down, you definitely give yourself some time for that kind of stuff, because you know, it can be time consuming. We had bought a brand new car and we had an issue with the plate, and it took longer for them to send the title and things like that. So that was really the only snafu, the only problem that we had moving down here. I'm not saying that, you know, nobody's gonna have problems, but that was really our only problem. Yeah. So come on down and enjoy the palm trees. Enjoy the warm weather. Give it a shot. See what works for you, because you know, Florida, I'm sure, is not for everybody. Just like Maine is not for everybody, or California, or you know, all those other things. But I'm telling you, it's definitely worth trying it out. I honestly want to implore you, if you are thinking about moving down to Florida, you like the heat or you want to change, I'm telling you, just do it. I know it seems scary, but it's an adventure and it's a fun one. And honestly, in my mind, before I moved down, I went through a million things of what can go wrong, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen, and all that stuff. Which I'm sure some of it potentially could have happened, but none of it happened. All of those fears that I had in my head, they were just an idea I concocted that never came into fruition. It just was my thoughts going crazy with worry. And it was a waste of my energy, because I came down, got a job, you know, got a place, got my kids in school, they were playing sports. I started mingling with local people, and let me tell you one thing about people down here. I love the people of Florida. They're fantastic. They are great people, polite. I'm serious. I was very impressed, very well mannered, at least in the area that I'm in. But yeah, just great people down here. But yeah, don't let that fear kill it. Don't let it kill your dream of, you know, trying to do something better for yourself. Because that was my whole intention too, was like to do better for my family. So now my boys can play baseball year round, which up north it was springtime and then maybe a little summer, and then, you know, it's cold for 5-6 months. But yeah, just do it. I can't say it enough. I honestly, for me, I can't say enough good things about Florida, because I love it. I really do. There's so much to do down here. I'm constantly exhausted because I'm always doing something, which is awesome. They always have things going on down here. Things to do outside all the time. But yeah, you know, just do it. Just move. Just shake the fears away and go for it, because like I said in the beginning, the worst case scenario, you come down and you absolutely hate it, all you do is move back. Move back, you know, and you didn't lose anything. You actually gained an experience, and now you'll know a place you don't want to live. But yeah, like I said, leave any comments or any other questions that you have about Florida or about me or anything like that on the video here. Just leave a comment and or a question, I'll answer it as soon as I can. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. But I'm going to take off now. Hopefully this is somewhat helpful for you. But until I see you next time, remember, only one way to live: in the moment.